Hello everyone, welcome back to the Keevee channel. I'm sorry that I haven't uploaded anything substantial in a while. I know none of you are intelligent enough to understand object permanence, but I'm not just a man inside the computer. I have a life, and recently it's been hell-bent on fucking me in the ass. Count yourself lucky though, I've taken time out of my busy schedule to talk about Realm Royale. A game that no one plays and no one will be able to play because in one day you're not going to be able to play it anymore. Why? Because after 4 years of barely hitting triple digit peaks on Steam and a failed reboot, Hi-Rez is going to pull the plug for good. This is unfortunate, but to be expected. Maybe if Hi-Rez whipped their devs with some genuine leather, instead of creating more Smite DLC, the game might have seen some longevity. Let's take one final look at Realm Royale before we can't anymore. Realm Royale is a battle royale game published by Hi-Rez Studios, the developers of Paladins and Smite. For whatever reason, I used to play this game incessantly as a child, probably because I was allergic to playing actual good games. And so was my computer, because I didn't have a computer, I had a laptop, and that laptop lacked a graphics card or a battery. Like so many others at the time, Realm Royale was a poorly executed attempt to cash in on the Battle Royale trend. Competing alongside Fortnite and PUBG, it was actually quite popular at its peak. Ninja even played it for God's sake. Despite everything about this game feeling like a shitty off-brand cereal equivalent of its direct competitors, a solid A tier on my games to play while high list. The gameplay loop is quite simple. You are a member of an elite SAS paratrooper regiment. It is your job to drop into Northern Ireland, kill as many peacefully protesting Catholics as possible, and bring the Crown Royale home to Margaret Thatcher. Realm Royale is also privy to some of those sweet RPG mechanics. Stylistically, it's incredibly reminiscent of World of Warcraft, and it also features upgradable armor and an upgradable weapons and ability system via the Forge. Killing enemies and disenchanting weapons you don't want gives you shards. Use these shards to upgrade the weapons and abilities that you do want. This complex system leaves Realm Royale's Forge accessible only to those who have studied Sun Tzu's Art of War and have a master's degree in quantum mechanics. The reason the player counts are so low is not because of disinterest in the game, because only the highest IQ players can truly comprehend it. Like any good society, Realm Royale operates under a strict class structure. 5 classes has its own set of unique weapons and abilities, which brings diversity to the game. Unfortunately, only like 2 of them are actually worth playing. I implore you, 3-stack the warrior every game. He has the highest DPS output out of any character, and has a versatile range of abilities centered around boosting damage, mobility, and healing. For this reason, he is quite literally the only character worth playing. The hunter is like the warrior but worse. Her mobility is alright, but if you're building a character whose main skill is evasion, in a map that's centered around fighting in open spaces, you're not going to win your picks. The assassin is for bitches. The mage is what happens when a warrior and a hunter love each other very much, and 9 months later they have a child. Various developmental defects. She can fly, which sounds a lot better in theory than it does in practice, and much like the hunter, she thrives in ranged engagements, something that doesn't happen a colossal amount. The engineer is the least shit out of all the other classes, in that he used to be so broken, Hi-Rez vaulted him for 4 years. Not only did they vault him, but they never updated their achievements. Even when they re-released him, you can no longer platinum the game. Getting kills on the unvaulted engineer don't fucking count towards the achievement. He has a colossal amount of utility, all centered on automated turrets, which are pretty good, but generally, everything he can do, the warrior can do better. To be honest though, none of that even matters, because I control the wiki. For the 5 Moldovan children who still play this game, I dictate the meta. George Orwell once said, "Power is in tearing human minds to pieces and putting them together again in new shapes of your own choosing." If only we listened. Playing Realm Royale today, I wouldn't blame you for thinking that the servers are populated by residents of your local care home. 99% of this game consists of bots nowadays, and these are bots with really bad pathing. In the average match, roughly 5% of your lobby are going to consist of actual players. The optimal strategy is to just bot farm for shards, upgrade your armor, wait until the golden chests spawn, farm the bots that try to take that chest, take the loot from the chest, then hide in the final circle and ambush the only real player left. Back in the day, when I had nothing better to do, I would log into Twitch at ungodly hours and stream snipe North American Realm Royale streamers with this exact strategy.
Jesus Christ, it's 4 a.m. Get off the fucking game, you degenerate.
My place in Diamond 2 was hard earned. High-res studios have this weird fascination with making their games look like shit. You're watching this with YouTube compression in 1080p, but I'm playing this maxed out settings and a 200% resolution scale, and despite the cries of mercy from my graphics card, I'm still pulling frames in the high hundreds. Legend has it that one day, an intern managed to bash two rocks together and create anti-aliasing, but before he could get back to his desk, High-res CEO Stuart Chisholm grabbed him by the ankles and sacrificed him to the Paladin server room. Yeah, there's really not too much left to say about this game. It was fun, and unfortunately it's become one of the many high-res projects that have been shut down shortly after release due to not meeting revenue goals. Godspeed, Realm Royale. Godspeed.